Hey, boys and girls, this is Richard from Spirits of Japan. I'll sit over here, I guess. I don't know where to sit today or so. My good Emperor Anko and EmperorYuryaku. Uh, by my count, 2122, not by Wikipedia's count. So with that said, we're going to jump right into this because we've got a full 12 minutes to do this. Anko was emperor. Remember the melee we had in the last segment? Became emperor. And as soon as he became emperor, he makes his mom Empress Dowager. You know, that's a title they would give them. And the first thing he wanted to do is marry his aunts. And he had his his aunts were his dad Ingyo, his big brother Hanze had two sisters. One he married, and one he had a consort, and he had two girls here and a boy girl here. And so he wanted all three sisters, and he wanted to marry one and make the other two consorts. Well, they didn't like him because evidently he was an ass. All right. He wrote a letter back, said, and they didn't say directly to him. They just wrote to one of the ministers that, hey, he's consistently violent. Quickly becomes angry. The person he sees in the morning, he kills in the evening. The person he sees in the evening, kills in the morning. He says, they said, our faces are not superb now to him. Our disposition would be crude. Our words wouldn't meet with his ideas. How could he love us? Therefore, we can't fulfill his order. Now, this is the second time we've seen a woman like the last emperor's wife was like, you're not having any consorts, I'm jealous, to where these girls were actually, pushing back. So we see that in the early 400s. He's got a very short term, only a few years as emperor, and a lot happened. He's kind of wanting to do that. Then he's got his little brother who will eventually become the next emperor that he wants to set up with a girl. So he locates his aunt from his dad's, his grandpa's lover's daughter. Okay, and her name is Hatabi, and grandfather lover's daughter, and he sends this guy called Nihontamashi. He's going to get in a lot of trouble later on, but this messenger, he goes off to the big brother. The big brother's name, goodness, I've already forgotten, is something. Let me find it. Kusaka. And Ookusaka's sickly. He's married to a girl named Nakashi. They've got a little kid named Prince Mayuwa. And, life is good for them. And then this Nihontamashi guy shows up and says, hey, the emperor wants your sister, older, your sister. He says, well, he says, I can't present her because I'm sick and I've had ill health. But of course, if it makes the family stronger, go, And I don't know the exact situation, but as he's leaving the house, this Nihontamashi sees this really pretty jewel and he steals it. So he knows that Ookusaka knows he stole the jewel, but he goes back and so he tells the emperor, he goes, no, he says he's not going to follow your rule. He says, screw you, you ain't getting his sister. So he gets all pissed off. The emperor gets pissed off. Uncle goes in tax and kills the guy and takes Nakashi for his wife. The guy he killed, his wife, he takes for his wife, and then he goes ahead and takes the sister for his brother. Just wow, just rides right in, kills people and moves on. So he gets back and takes a little kid into the palace and everything like that. And I guess a couple of years later is having a banquet. And he's having his banquet and he's got his wife there and, she's consoling him and trying to, I guess they finally kind of met on the same level. They're talking. And as he's saying to her, I kind of regret killing him because, it didn't seem right. There was something else behind this. He's got his own thoughts at this little Mayu. He's grown now. He's a couple of years. He's like, here's this, and he's like, well, he says, He waits for the guy to go to sleep and he kills him. So karma, man, it's a bitch. And so he gets consoled by another little brother, because if you remember, I don't know if I told you, well, maybe not, that Anko had eight. There was nine. See, eight of their siblings, and as soon as Anko dies, the Yuraku, first thing he thinks, because a servant's just screaming that Anko's been assassinated, the first thing he thinks is that, wow, one of my brothers did it. So he went up to his first brother, he thought, and he went up to him, and he got his name was Shirohiko, and he confronts him. Did you kill him? And the guy was really quiet. He took that as guilty, so he decapitates his brother like that. Then he goes to another brother called Sakai no Kuro. He asked him the same thing, and he at this time, I guess somebody else comes in and says, no, it was Mayu. And so we're going to hunt this guy down. And somehow Mayu gets snuck around into getting with Sakai no Kuro. And bam, they take off to a chief minister's house. And then the emperor calls for and finds out that they've run off there. And the minister doesn't want to give them up. He's like, come on, I can understand these. I know that most servants run to their lord's house. This first time a lord has run to the servant's house. Won't you let this, let's talk about this. And so Anko's no, or Yuraku's no. And he takes in a bunch of horses and men. And he just burns down the whole thing, killing all three of them. Just ruthless. So there you go. He goes back. I love when you read it, though. It's he was very shocked, and he was just pissed. And so he kills the senior minister and all these guys. Now he gets back in the palace, and they have this talk about, you and your brother kind of ruthless there. They've always wanted your uncle to be top dog. Oh, really? Yeah, let him, because he's got a good head on his shoulders. His name was Ichinobe no Oshiwa. And so, he feels threatened again. So he sends a letter and says, hey, well, when it gets cooler in October, why don't we go hunting? And a couple of months later, he comes, they go hunting, and he kills him on the hunting trip. And so he's just getting everybody that's just not followed him. Yeah. He's just a ruthless guy, man. He takes 3 consorts, because he's already got the first wife, right? That Nakashi, who was not Nakashi, the Hatabi girl. But they had no children. It's Hatabi was his aunt. Okay, she was probably in her high 40s when they married, so I don't think she could bear any children. So he takes 3 consorts. One a girl named Kara, another Awaka, and this other girl Omi Nagimi. And he always doubted, because she had a little girl by him, and they had only slept with each other once, and he had always doubted. And I guess it was one day somebody was watching her walk and goes, man, look at that, who is that young girl? She walks just like you. And he goes, oh, you really think so? Yeah, she looks like you. She was younger, she looked like her mother. And then he had confidence in thinking, oh, her name was Kasuga, and accepted her. But this Waka girl, there's a whole another story behind that. There was this guy, and he's the one who got it all screwed up. He was this guy. His name was Tasa. Yeah, and he comes in. I don't know. They're having a banquet or doing something one day, and he comes in and goes, yeah, well, these women are nice and everything, but my wife's more beautiful than any of these. She's got a better personality. She's prettier. She's nicer demeanor. She's the bomb. No, she's mine. She's all mine. And the emperor hears this, and he's like, He says, I'd like to see you meet your wife someday. So he does. He just falls in love with her. He says, I don't think it was love back then, but he just falls for her. And so he takes Tasa. He says, yeah, I want you to go out to the outpost down in southern part of Japan. It was a place called Minami there or something. And it was because it had direct relations with envoys in and out of Korea. So he sends him away and takes his wife. So yeah, not a good thing. So when he takes the wife, she's he's mad, but he's in Korea. He can't really do anything. He's stuck. So I guess they had already had a little boy. His name was Otto, and the emperor talks Otto into going and taking out his dad. Because life's better with me and all this. And Otto gets there, and then Dad talks to him. I don't think they actually met, but I think they were in two different kingdoms. There was the kingdom of Payak, Silla, and then Go something. I forget. But since this, be on my side, be with me. I'm not going to communicate with Japan anymore. Da 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 da. And Otto's like, yeah, I think I should do this. I should. He is after all my father, and his wife. Kusa is like a big Japanese imperial patriot, and she kills Otto. So, wow, just really crazy stuff. So Yuraku ends up having three consorts. First one, he has a son and a princess. The son becomes Emperor Seine, which will be the next emperor. The next Waka, who's the girl he took. They had two boys, and then Ominagimi that had one little girl, and so he was emperor from till he died at the age of 60, so from 456 to 479. So there you go, in a nutshell. Trying to get all this done under 12 minutes, and I'm 11 minutes and 37 seconds. So there we go. Follow me at nihontamashi, www.nihon.tours, and we'll hook up on the next one, which will be Emperor Seimei the 23rd. And thanks, guys, very much, and have a great day.